All right, y'all. So we're about to get into the tea because it is hot. But before we do that, we got to talk about this group trip to Vietnam, March 14th through the 20th of 2026. I want you to be there. If you have seen our trips to Bali, to Thailand, to Zanzibar, and our upcoming one to Cape Town, you don't want to miss this one to Vietnam. People ask me, why did I choose Vietnam? I mean, look at it. We got good pricing in terms of the currency conversion, so the dollar takes you further. We got beautiful landscapes and we got great Vietnamese food and shopping. Plus, 3 cities. So we're going to be running around this country looking all types of crazy and all types of lit. And we got a 2 day luxury cruise, y'all. A 2 day luxury cruise. So I need you to go ahead and make your reservation today. Go ahead and make your deposit today. You can put it on a payment plan. Click the link in the description. Now we can really get into this tea. All right, Sky Squad. Y'all, look, can you hear me? You know, I got to ask these days, what's going on, Mark? Can you hear me in the chat? Let us know. Let us know. Let us know, y'all, because they be trying me on this good stream yard. Hey, boo. Hey, 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 hey. I see y'all. Look, yeah. Okay, you can hear me and see me clearly. There's no lag. All right. You know, it'd be funny because on my end, it'll be looking crystal clear, and then y'all be like, I don't hear nothing. You not moving. What happened? So I just wanted to double check that first. Y'all, we are back in the building. I put the chat on the screen. Y'all already know what to do. I'm only talking to grown folks here. So, of course, I ain't got to tell y'all not to say nothing crazy on the chat. Otherwise, you will be dismissed. All right. Um, but for my fam, welcome back, y'all. It is Saturday morning. We got to talk about a couple of things, actually, a lot of things. So, we're going to try to run on through. Y'all know what they say, a party ain't a party till it's ran on through. Come on, Queen Pen. I'm probably aging myself with that one, but y'all already know what it is. All right. We know. So let's get down to the biz E. A couple of housekeeping things. If you haven't liked the video yet, I mean, I don't know what you're waiting for. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down, all of that good stuff like that, right? Do that. Massage it if you need to, finesse it, grab it. I don't care what you do. Just make sure you pop it, right? Then also make sure you guys subscribe, because a lot of times we watch videos on YouTube and we don't subscribe to the person's channel. I am guilty of doing that a lot, so I know that you are probably guilty of it too. And lastly, y'all, we got a group trip coming up to Vietnam. Why Vietnam? As you could see in the intro. Also, let me let you guys in on a little secret. I do the intros with that type of video because it allows people time to, get the notifications, get something, get people in the room, with also giving you information, right? So the Vietnam trip is happening March 14th through the 20th, y'all. I'm super excited about it. Yes, Queen Pen. Yes, yes, yes. Y'all already know. Y'all know what it is. Yes, indeed. Still a listen, once a DJ, always a DJ. I thought about going back to DJing because people ask me about it all the time. And I'm like, my board is literally sitting downstairs. The reason I stopped DJing, y'all, was because I felt like I kept getting pigeonholed into like a certain type of music. And I think because people look at me and they see that I am black, they'll be like, oh, you can only do this type of party. So those are the types of gigs that I'll always get. And I am the type of person I like, Caribbean, I like dance hall, I like Afro beats. I'm more into the music that people are really, really dancing to, like old school, like R&B, like stuff from back in the day. So if I were to go back into it, that's what I would do. I don't know if I'll be like a Meredith Marks, but whatever. So anyway, March 14th through the 20th of 2026, y'all. Vietnam is going to be a blast. I personally am going to be stopping back through Bangkok on the way back because, like I said, if you know about Bangkok, you already know MBK Center. Look it up, Google it. Just test 7 floors of designer insanity. Okay, so with that being said, I done gave y'all the tea on that. Hey, listen, I still play it too. It's still on my list, man. It's still on my list. I appreciate you. I really, really do. I thank y'all for the love. I mean, just listen. Honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. If it wasn't for y'all, after this year that I have had mentally, I would not even still be on YouTube. But I literally, y'all have kept me coming back to the work day after day. And y'all, look, you know what's exciting about all of this weekend is Karen is in the building, y'all. Karen is back in the building, and y'all, looking good. Looking good. I am here for the looks. And you know what? Apparently, the people are as well. She got a huge welcome last night on the backstage at BravoCon with live with Andy Cohen. So this is on the Bravo Watch What Happens live account. You can see, you guys can't hear it, but the crowd is going wild. And again, you know, she is stepping out on stage, collecting her flowers. I would definitely be interested. I cannot wait till this sit down happens with Karen because I am just intrigued. She's always somebody that has been intriguing to me. Um, Even when I interviewed her, I did not know where and the things that she was going to say during our interview. But y'all, it was spectacular. So I cannot wait to see what this season brings. And I don't want to rush through the season. But y'all, like, I know a lot of us are waiting for that season finale because we want to see. Yes, and she does look super refreshed, y'all, super refreshed. So there is that. I did want to start off with some, you know, some positivity. Oh, does anybody have that podcast name? Positivity. You know what I'm saying? Like the T on the end is the TEA, right? Because you always think about somebody spelling the T and don't always be like, ooh, like it sometimes be salacious. But is there anybody out there that's doing positive? I'm sure there is. Okay. I'm not trying to say that I came up with that, but I was just thinking about it as it rolled off my tongue. That would be a good podcast name for somebody if y'all out there. Okay. Andy spilling tea unintentionally. Okay. We might have to do that too. Unintentional tea, right? I'm good for coming up with a name, y'all. I love creativity. I ain't gonna even hold y'all on that. You want a name for something? I mean, you can come on over to me because it's just gonna roll out the tongue. Okay, so let's get into it. Andy, how he let this slip the cake. So you know they've been trying to keep it like, you know, they like to make the announcement themselves. K.Michelle joins the cast or whatever like that. But I often have stated before that I kind of don't like it when they say so-and-so is joining the cast because they made the announcement about Sanya Richards-Rossi and before the season began filming. And I'm just going to be very honest with you guys. I don't necessarily feel like Sanya was the best choice for a housewife. I think she's an interesting woman, definitely with a lot of accolades, but I didn't feel like she was the best choice for a Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I don't always like when they announce it. I mean, but they did do the announcement with Rachel Zoe. But I felt like that was different because Rachel had already been a part of the network. But anyway, here is Andy spilling the tea about K.Michelle.
Atlanta housewife, Portia, Kelly, Shamia, Angela, Phaedra, K.Michelle, and Angel, and Pinky.
So K.Michelle is
Oh, Andy.
on the show.
I don't know. Did I just confirm that? I gotta go. Who's my?
Thank you, Andy. We really appreciate you confirming what we already knew. But it is definitely always nice to hear it from the horse's mouth. And he said Pinky at the end. He did say Pinky, but he also said, did he say Angel? I'm like, did you get the franchises mixed up? I was like, because we got a couple of angels. We got an angel on Potomac, and we got an angel on Married to Medicine. So I was like, did you mix up your shows? Because I don't know about an angel. And if there's an angel amongst in the midst, we didn't hear about it, right? Who is that? Who said that? So yes, we do know K.Michelle. And listen, the man is being asked a ton of questions, y'all. He is being asked a ton of questions. So I think just, we kind of have to give a little bit of grace to the fact that the man is out here addressing all of the things. Randomly, I want to point you guys to this moment. Well, y'all, I mean, I don't even know if we need to discuss this next moment with him, but I'm just gonna go ahead and tell y'all. For those of you guys who is anybody out there Real Housewives of New York or my New Jersey fans? If there is, I will answer this next thing, but if not, I will move on to the next story because we got a lot to cover. Just let me know in the chat if you are New Jersey or New York fans. I watch both of them, so
Now this like
because we got some tea on that. Okay. So we got a couple. All right. So I'm just gonna go to one thing real quick before we get into the Married to Medicine story, and then we're gonna talk about Potomac. Is that Andy is basically
So what about New York?
What?
What about New York? Is New York?
New
close?
York to come. We're close.
Okay, so tell me if this is true. I heard a rumor that you're going to do a hybrid of
No,
bringing
not
some
true.
OGs in.
Not true.
No, okay. So what?
You know what? Here's the thing about that for New York. Personally speaking, there was rumors that it was going to be a cast with my God, I don't even know those new girls' names. Oh, Jessel, Sai, and Aaron. My bad. Three of the new girls, and then bringing back Luann, Carol, and Dorinda, and then maybe another person, right? So for me, I would have preferred that versus, because here's the thing, y'all, a whole new show with a whole brand new set of people, it just don't work. It just don't work. It really don't work. Because at that point, you might as well just call it a whole new show. Call it a whole new show. But if you mixed in OG with new, that's what they did back in season five or so, I think. And it really, really, really worked. It worked really, really, really well. You kept Ramona, Luann, and Sonia. You brought in Heather Thompson, Aviva, and Carol. Perfect, right? You get to know three new people, and then you still got the three older people to kind of bridge the gap. So that, to be honest with you, is the best combination, in my opinion, right? So I would have loved this new cast in the way that he said it. But I think that if you're going to just bring in a bunch of like people that are influencers, as we have seen, it just don't work. And I don't want to see that. And it's just like the people want nostalgia. Regardless of whatever you say, the people want a tad bit of nostalgia, which is the reason why you're bringing Vicky back for season 20 of the Real Housewives of Orange County, because you know that the people want nostalgia. Y'all saw that Gretchen was literally, I mean, I don't want to call Gretchen a flop, but I don't think that Gretchen did what people thought that she was going to do. So if you know the people want nostalgia, give the people nostalgia, but give them nostalgia with the people that are safe. If you know that you keep betting your hedges on Luann, you put her in the Love Hotel, you just, everybody is gagging that Carol is back in the mix, and we love it because we always loved Carol. I did anyway, and I was always on Carol's side over Bethany's, and people are just starting to see exactly why and what happened in that fallout, and now they understand better about why Carol distanced herself from Bethany in the first place. Then you bring in Dorinda. Everybody, they want Dorinda on the Traitors so bad that they brought her back for a second time. They've given, I mean, she's got a whole radio show on Radio Andy, I think, over there with the people and things like that. So you like Dorinda, you might as well bring her back too. So there you have it. Okay, those three right there, and then those three new girls, and then bring in one other person to round it out to make it fun and sexy, and bam, we got a cast. Okay, so y'all know we like nostalgia. Let's get into the New Jersey of it all, and then we'll head down to Married to Medicine.
What about New York?
What?
What about New York? Is New York? New York.
Oh, so that's the New York rumor. Hold on. Let me see. There was one that he talked about Jersey. I can't find the Jersey one, but what I will tell you is this. With regards to Jersey, what he did say was that they don't have any cast announcements about it. They're not going to make any announcements about it until they get the casting right. And the casting ain't right yet. But what we do know is we have seen photos. We know that Teresa has met up with Joe Gorga, and they had a private moment at their parents' memorial. We also know that they have made up. We know that Louis and Joe and Teresa are all good. We've seen photos of Teresa and Melissa pictured together at BravoCon. So we know that everybody is at least on the same page. So, I mean, I think that it's probably a safe bet that they're working really, really hard to try to give us what we really, really want with New Jersey. But Andy says that they just don't have the casting right. And he likened it to Atlanta with getting the cast right with Angela and with bringing Phaedra back and with having Kelly and Shamia. And he says we want to do the same thing with Jersey, and we're gonna go the distance until we get it right. And I'm kind of like, you know what? Let's go the distance then, aka Lisa Barlow. Let's go the distance on these O's. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna go the distance and you're gonna get it right, then I'm fine with it. Simply Shamar, thank you for the super chat. Says Real Housewives of Atlanta is a good example of this. When they baby AI'd classic clips, folks love reliving Real Housewives of Atlanta seasons 1 through 12. Yes, I mean, and to that extent, what we also know is that Andy Cohen has at least been in texting communication with Nene. He revealed that at BravoCon. So at least that the door is it seems unlocked, okay, with him and Nene at this point. He's emailed with Kathy Griffin, so apparently they have been in communication because, you know, Kathy Griffin's show My Life on the D-List was on Bravo. Then something happened with that. She had to move that show off into her own thing. She had to buy the rights to that show. So that's a whole different situation right there. Okay, so with that being said, I mean, I don't know. We're going to see how this thing moves. Y'all, fun fact, I don't know if y'all know this, but you remember Akeisha Holly from Bell Collective? She revealed to, I mean, I don't think this is a secret, but I know we talked about it in one of my initial interviews. She was actually approached to do Real Housewives of New Jersey as well, because y'all know that her and her husband was kind of like bi-regional, right? You know, they lived in the New York, New Jersey area, somewhere up there, right? And because, you know, he does the radio show and not the radio show, but the sports show. I always see him in the gym. When I'm in the gym, in the locker room, they always have the little sports show playing in the mornings. And so Akeisha had revealed that she had been approached to do Real Housewives of New Jersey. Do y'all remember that? So again, it's like getting the casting right. Who makes sense? What makes sense? And of course, as Shamar stating, you got to count in this nostalgia factor. To me, casting New Jersey would probably be pretty simple. I think that the best way to do it is to keep Teresa, keep Melissa, keep Joe Gorga, because Joe Gorga is as much of a cast member as anybody else. You know, put them all in therapy. You know, the whole family. You know what I'm saying? Louis, Teresa, Joe, and Melissa. Bring back in Dolores, because you know she's got such good news and things going like that happening right now. I would probably leave off all those new girls. Margaret, I'm on the fence about, because Margaret's a great housewife, but I just don't know if it will work for Margaret, being back in the mix, and if it would make it too contentious, because I just don't think that relationship with Teresa and Margaret will ever work. It has to work with Teresa and Melissa because they are family. So there's a big difference there. And so I think if we just kind of take back in the history of that show, I mean, I would even maybe sort of, no, the Kim D and I don't know, because things always turn volatile with some of them. So I might have to start looking for some new people. Somebody mentioned DJ Envy's wife or something like that. Somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Bring in, give me like a Snooki or something like that. Yank her. Snooki probably ain't gonna do that thing. But I was thinking yank over somebody from the Jersey Shore or somebody like that, or just give us some brand new people that ain't coming in to take sides and try to please one side or another, and just do that, right? Just do that. So again, nostalgia is really where it's at right now. All right, so let's move on to what we had to say about the Married to Medicine girls. All right. So TOYA will not be voting for Dr. Heavenly, and here is why.
Last one is a little messy.
Okay.
It's a quick answer.
Okay.
Does Heavenly have your vote?
No, she doesn't. But for me, yes, absolutely, unequivocally.
TOYA's like, no, but here's why.
I'm not one of those individuals who are just going to vote for someone just because they're my friend. You have to show me that you're worthy of the position. And right now, we need to take it very seriously. We have a lot of people in positions in office, and it's a mess. And I'm not going to add to the mess. So when she shows me that she's cleaned herself up and that
not cleaned herself up, John.
she's polished and she knows how to answer the questions in a way that's for the people, she'll have my vote. But as of no.
Listen, I gotta respect where TOYA is at. I do. I really do. If I were in Georgia, I would vote for her. But I also respect that TOYA is very much like, I gotta see what you're really about, how serious you are about this. Are you putting in the work? Are you doing the things? And then I think that some people were going to be looking at it like, how are you? Here's the thing. Previously, before, if you had told me that Dr. Heavenly was going to run for office, I would have been like, what? No, Sway. How is she going to yo mama your way into the office? But to be honest with you, the more I think about it, it seems to me like in some instances, when you think about politics these days, it's a lot of yo mama and happening anyway. So I don't know if the yo mamas is I've just got to be real. I just got to be real. Like, the things that I see written and said by politicians these days, it's just like, oh, y'all might as well be on Housewives. Y'all might as well be on Housewives for the things y'all saying. So but I get what I do respect where TOYA is coming from, because if that is how she authentically feels, then I would rather have her say, yes, no, I'm not going to vote for her until I feel like I see an established change. But when she said clean herself up, I was like, girl, like that sounds crazy. I'm sure she meant like get herself together, right? But when somebody says clean themselves up, y'all know what I think of. I ain't gonna tell you what I think of. I think of something else. So but yeah, if I was there, I would be voting for Dr. Heavenly, because I genuinely personally feel like she is really doing this for the good of the people, even to the degree that she was willing to, take on a lesser role in the season, because it's really important. Chantel, that's what I think about when you say somebody's trying to clean herself up. That's what I think about too. Okay. Shamar says, I'm so happy she's not in my district in Georgia because I would never vote for Heavenly either. She's only running to avoid talking about her son's arrest. Ooh. 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 Ooh, is that shade? Shamar? I... I'm gonna throw this allegedly badge up here until she cleans herself up. You know, y'all, let me tell you something. Y'all will, you know what I'm saying? Y'all will be like, you know? So yeah, we will see. And we will also see how much she discloses about what happened with the son this season as well. So there is that about Married to Medicine and what Toya is saying. Again, I totally respect Toya's opinion. Yeah, I do. I really respect her opinion because I do think that there is something to be said for wanting to make sure that people are in it for the right reasons and they're going to do what they say that they're going to do and they're going to act on the way in the way that they say that they're going to act. There is something about this that I do believe, though. At first, I looked at it as like, is this part of the story? Is this given like I need something to do? But just given the state of where we are in the world today, I just kind of feel like I get it. Yeah, I get it. You know, people want some change. So, okay, so let's continue on. We got to keep this train rolling. Big wheels keep on turning. Brown Mary keep on burning. There was another thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys. Give me one moment. All right, so this right here, we got to talk about it because I want to take you back. I want to take you back to this moment right here. And y'all know I tell you Ashley's my girl, but Ashley, y'all remember when Ashley said this?
No, we were not shocked.
So, okay. Y'all remember this? And even when I saw it, I said, Ashley, I said, that is not in good taste. Okay. I mean, granted, we were all shocked about the Wendy and Eddie news. And we do know that the cameras had picked up filming and I believe they caught this event from what I'm hearing. But even though we were all shocked, appalled, and aghast by the news and wondering, I think everybody was left wondering, scratching their heads, like, how is this happened, right? How has this happened? And I just think that what Ashley said in her statement, something about it just seemed like extra pointed when she said specifically that this ain't news to us. This is news to y'all. Okay? This ain't news to us. This is just news to y'all. To me, that implied, girl, did you feel like you knew something about her or you had a thought about it? And who is we? Who is the we that you are referring to? Because the Giselle, if it can't be Giselle, because Giselle sings a completely different tune about this whole situation with Wendy. Okay, it's a tune that I didn't even quite understand, to be honest with you. So as I remember this moment, and then I see this moment.
I can admit that I was maybe a little hot in the pants with what I said about Wendy. And when
hot in the pants about it, if you had said Zen Win is in the pen, granted, that's hot in the pants. Y'all, this ain't news to us. This is just news to y'all. is the part that is more than hot in the pants. That implies, in my opinion or my estimation, that you have known something about or heard something that we did not know. That is the implication that is seemingly dropped based on my understanding. That ain't hot in the pants, okay? I just want to make that clear. So when you see Wendy's reaction to what Ashley is saying, it should make a whole lot of sense to you.
I thought about it later. It wasn't the time or the place. And honestly, I said it lightheartedly, but I realize that this is in no way a lighthearted situation for Wendy. So I do want to say that I'm sorry for how hot I came for Wendy.
Now, are you sorry because you never thought that she would show up at the BravoCon? And now you are faced with the reality of having to sit across from her? Or are you really indeed sorry upon further reflection? I want to know which one it is. Okay, I just am the curious.
And I mean it. It's over here, babe.
And so Stacey says she's over here, babe, because Ashley is speaking this into the crowd and Wendy is that way. Okay.
Right. I tried to talk to you backstage. You didn't want to talk to me, so I received that. No. And I'm simply saying what I need to say, and I mean it.
Look at Wendy. That's always just poised, rocking back and forth, looking like, who is this woman? Okay.
And you can either take it or not, and I will not. Thank you.
I mean, and I cannot blame Wendy. Here's the thing. Ashley says she tried to speak to her backstage about it. And naturally so, Wendy is very much giving, no, girl, absolutely not. You intimated, whether it was purposely or not, that you knew something about the situation at hand or something thereabouts. And you also then made fun of the situation by saying Zen win in the pen. Okay. So as Wendy says, I don't. Okay. That's it. So Ashley then goes a step further. And this is to me where the apology feels a little less than genuine, is this part right here.
I can admit that I was maybe a little hot in the pants with what I said about Wendy.
Because it doesn't show it in this video, but Ashley says something to the degree of, okay, you can be cute or whatever like that. But at the end of the day, it's like when you say you can either take it or not, like, okay, here's the thing. That's already a given. Okay. When you apologize to someone, let me tell you guys how you don't apologize. Well, I said I was sorry already. You can either accept my apology or not. But I mean, I said I'm sorry. So are you just saying that you said that you're sorry because you're actually sorry? Or did you just say you're sorry because you know that people that you got eyes on you and you know that that's what you should be doing, but you don't have no actual genuine feelings or emotions behind it? Because the implication that I can accept it or not is really already something that is it's an understatement at this point, because guess what? I know that I can either accept your apology or not. You don't have to remind me of that. And even as you are reminding me of that, it makes it feel disingenuous that you are even saying it, because it almost gives an air of, I don't care about you. All right. So what you need to say is this: I was wrong. I was wrong for what I said. And I am so hopeful that you will forgive me in time. I accept that it may take some time, but I do want to let you know that I am genuinely sorry and it will not happen again. That is how you genuinely apologize without being defensive at the same time, because that's what it feels like. She's trying to save face and stay in character at the same time. And it's like, girl, like you gotta pick a struggle at that point. You can't play villain and victim at the same time. So either what it's gonna be. I almost would have respected it a bit more if she had just been like, you know what? That's where I stand on it. I don't like what I saw. I could respect that because you could then be saying, I think you did it. And there are people out there that think that Wendy did do it. You could be saying, I think you did it. I don't respect it. And that's where I stand. Boom. Okay. Because I can respect that opinion because at the end of the day, you're not waffling to what anybody else in the audience is saying or thinking or whatever like that, or just because she has shown up where you probably thought she would never show back up. That's you standing on your principle of what you think is either right or wrong. Stand on that. And then say, okay, because here's the thing, if they are found guilty, then you can say you were right. If they were found innocent, then you can just readily admit, girl, that's what I thought. That's what the evidence looked like. So that's where I went. Now, I'm sorry to you. I was wrong. Or you can either say, I still think she did it. And she just got away with it. Do that. Because at the end of the day, that's you standing on 10 on what you think, what you believe, what you feel, what your expectations are, what your principles are. And I just feel like that to me is a bit more courageous it's a bit more courageous and not just slick at the mouth. I saw that too. There was a question asked by the audience, an audience member. Ooh, and this girl was savage, okay? She explicitly asked Ashley, you seem to have Giselle's back like this mega wing woman, but when has Giselle ever had your back when it wasn't self-serving? And Ashley was like, well, she's gonna hook me up with a man. What? I mean, the question literally ate up Ashley and ate up Giselle simultaneously in a way that some of the ladies on the show can't even eat them up. Now, I told y'all, listen, in real life, I like Ashley. She's a super fun girl. She, in my opinion, she is actually very much different than what she is on the show. And I get it. There's work to be done on the show. But man, oh man, that girl, when she asked that question, the girl didn't back down either. The girl then further reiterated her point. She was like, no, what I said, and Giselle was trying to play it off. But neither one of them could really come up with a concrete answer as to when. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Stand by. We live, so I didn't want to make y'all wait that long. But my God, it was a good. Oh my God, it was good. It was so good. I was like, oh. Homegirl went there and it was. Hold on. Let me see. Here it is. I'm gonna show it to y'all. I probably can't play it all because I don't know if I don't want to run into any trouble later should they try to put these online. They'll probably put them on their own like YouTube and stuff like that. So just stand by. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna play you a little bit of it. Just enough so you guys can see the question, because the question was, ooh. Here we go. Y'all ready?
My question's for Miss Ashley Darby or Miss DC 2011.
Ooh, the shade.
Okay. A few moments prior, you said that Giselle has had your back on multiple occasions. Besides Love Hotel, which I do not consider to be Bravo canon, Could you name some examples of Giselle having your back where it wasn't also self-serving for Giselle?
When I tell you the eloquence with which she asked that question, I said, and baby, when I tell you the two of them, I mean, listen, you see Giselle laughing because they both laughing because at the end of the day, when somebody asks a really good question and you know that there is truth behind that answer and you just can't even help yourself. You just can't even help yourself. You got to kind of laugh about it too.
Little caveat at the end, though.
Ooh, that was
okay.
good. The high journalist in the back.
It was a dagger. It was a dagger.
It was. What's that whole name? What's that hoe's name?
Woo, baby, let me tell you something. Again, the way she asked it, it was like, let me put it to you plainly, you know, and I like it. I like a little question like that. And boy, Giselle was not happy about. I mean, she gathered them. They had to laugh, but I mean, again, you have to realize it was kind of it for the audience. It's true. It's true. So I had to play you that. And again, they couldn't really even come up with an answer. Like that's the only answer that Ashley really gave that kind of made any sense was like, oh yeah, Giselle, you know, she's gonna hook me up with a man. That's the pot of the gold at the end of the rainbow. Oh God. My God. My God today. Okay. So real quick, do y'all want to go into Bell Collective or the Braxtons first? Let me know. Bell Collective or Braxton? Just let me know. It's time for B&B. It's time for a little B&B action. We'll go into the Braxtons first, just because I saw Braxtons first. So, okay, we'll go into Braxtons, then Bell Collective. All right, so the latest episode of the Braxtons. Give me 1 second. I just need to pull up the episode guide. And it's gonna be both of these are gonna be brief. So just listen, hang on to your horses. All right. All right, this is episode 6 of season 2, Wedding Countdown. A week before the wedding, Tawanda and Sean attempt to set up Miss E with a wedding date. Tawanda finds out if she'll get her cast off before the wedding, and Trina tries to sell Faison Love a house. Tamar questions her future with her sisters. So you kind of got, I mean, a bit like the gist of the episode. For me, it was, you know, after the pomp and circumstance of the episodes where they fought, literally, yanked hair, kicked, and all that, had to be separated, shook the table. Yes, it's not another wedding. Tawanda is still getting married. I swear this is the longest wedding preparation that I've ever been through. It feels like we've been getting Tawanda married for like the past several months. But, you know, the point of this was to really, I think, showcase that Trina is a real estate agent at this point. A realtor, real estate agent, one of the two. There is a difference, but I don't know which she would classify herself as. I can't recall, and it's not at the top of my mind right now. But I think that was the whole key to this, and to show us Tony showing up for her, to help her, you know, decorate her office or get it together. And she is showing Faison Love a house and this, that, and the third. Yeah. They do set Miss E up for a date. I personally fast forwarded through the scene, but that was just me. I did, because Miss E is always seems so reticent to sit down with a date anytime they try to introduce her to a date. And I just always feel like, okay, I see a lot of people saying y'all felt like they would make a cute couple, but I think she always seems very camera shy when it comes to like dating and almost like, I don't want y'all setting me up with nobody, right? So I think that there's that feeling. And I feel like just having watched her on previous dates, I feel like she doesn't really, you know, just want to do it in front of the cameras, maybe, or at least in front of her daughters. So it was good that she did have a minute to herself to do a little bit of, chatting with the man. And so there was that. Miss E should do Later Daters. It's a show on, I think it's on Netflix. It's called Later Daters. Have y'all ever seen that? I would like to see Miss E on that show. I don't really want to see her on Braxton's. Now that I think about it, I'm sorry. I really don't. Braxton's, I want to see Miss E on Later Daters. That's what I want. That's where I want to see her at. Put her over there where she can dipple and dabble. We can see her and her group of friends, and then we can see her on the dating path. That show is very interesting if you have not seen it. And I do think that she might be a bit more inclined to give us more if we want to go the dating route with her, if she were to do a show like that. Bruce says people are saying they spotted Nene in Vegas and saying she may pop up on the last day of BravoCon with Kim and Sheree. I mean, listen, anything is possible, Anything is possible. Somebody said I'm in slow motion. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Somebody let me know. Can you see me and hear me? Y'all know what's funny about this whole thing with StreamYard? And I told y'all I was not going to use StreamYard no more. I'm going to move on over to Riverside, but just give me another day or so to get that together. It just be like, you could just be trucking along business-wise, thinking you done found a tool or resource that really works. And the next thing you know, it just smacks you in the face and stops working correctly, even though you're paying for the service month after month. And now I have to be disappointed. And now I've got to speak to the manager. Now I've got to write letters of complaint. Now it's like I've got to do all these things to get the service that I pay for every single month. And it don't be cheap. Meanwhile, here's the thing. Thank you for that super chat. Tamar talks to, is the lady a medium? Is the lady a medium? I think she's a medium or something like that. I don't know if she's a medium or not. So let me know. But anyway, Tamar now wants to have a sisters retreat. I'm like, girl, after you just didn't fought them, you didn't fought Trina behind her back. You didn't yanked on her and kicked her and snatched the wig and all kinds of things like that, thrown a glass, and now you want to have a sisters retreat for what? If you feel the way that you feel about them, I would suggest, because ain't nobody else really talking about you like that at this point, that you just move on. Like, let it go. Stop bringing all of us into the trauma if you really don't like them like that and they don't like you. Stop going back to the thing that keeps hurting you. If you feel like they're doing all these things to you, they are, mistreating you, you feel like you are the black sheep, girl, just let them go. Let them go. Make them pay for their own houses and down payments and stuff like that. That'll show them. No? Okay. Because at the end of the day, I just kind of feel like I don't feel like I need to go through another traumatic 3 week period of time like I've been through with y'all and for you to do all of this over again, and for you to cry about how everybody's mistreating you, but you keep running back to them. Like, girl, this ain't no relationship. Yes, they're your family, but you ain't got to see them like that. You got a son, you got a baby father, you got a whole team of people around you at all times, it seems, that can keep you very happy and satisfied. So my suggestion is rely on your friends, okay? Rely on your team of people around you, and stop incessantly trying to mend something with these people that you don't like nor care about. Because if you feel like they don't like nor care about you, then why keep going back to a chaotic relationship that is no longer serving you? Yes, y'all could be blood, but you ain't got to be besties. Just let it go. I'm tired of it. I mean, at a certain point in time, it's like, okay, God, like, okay, fine. Y'all don't like each other. Leave me out of it. And by leave me out of it, stop doing the show. Move on. Because if you could do another show and not fall out with the cast, then go do it. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing. Tamar is hilarious. She's funny. She makes good TV. She's awesome. We know she can sing. She's super talented. She's got a lot going for herself at all times. But Tamar often finds herself as a victim of her own chaos. And whether you like it or not, she does. And until she stops repeating that same pattern, she's probably going to find herself over and over in situations that are similar to this. Now, I'm not saying that the sisters make situations any better because they come into this whole situation with their own trauma. They all may be trauma and toxic for each other, or at least them for Tamar and Tamar for them. So with that in mind, like, we don't really need this anymore. It's kind of like how if I were to watch the Kardashians, which I don't, I would just tell them to kick Kourtney off of the show. Like, the girl don't want to be there. She really don't want to work. Like, she's always complaining. She just wants to be in the house. Like, let that girl go. Like, stop trying to bring her into the fold with situations. If she can be so successful on her own, then let her go do her own thing and be in her own misery if that's what she wants to do. Maybe she is just happier alone and in the dark. I don't know, but like, it's not entertaining to watch anymore, right? Give me people who want to be in the mix with each other, and then they end up chaotically fighting about something. But I can no longer continue to like just be drowned in this same toxic cesspool of we don't really like each other, because at this point in time, it just feels like very dark energy, and I'm no longer entertained. So let's move on to Bell Collective. This is season 6, episode 7. I believe in miracles. It says, in an attempt to repair their marriage, Glenn plans a surprise for Letitia. His lack of follow-through, however, pushes her to the edge. Latrice confronts Cliff about the condo, and Selena steps into her late son's home to confront the past. All right, so we're going to talk about these situations one by one, okay? Number 1. Why is this season only 7 episodes long? That's season 1 vibes. I don't know what, I mean, like, at least, y'all, okay, it feels like this. We got rid of Akeisha, and, well, not really got rid of, but Akeisha and Soguchi left, right? So then we were left with, right, the other core Bells. At the end of the day, that would be Latrice, Letitia, Tambra, Marie, and Selena. Selena just got into the mix. So it's kind of difficult to make her. And Selena just came off of seasons where she was in such combative situations. I do think it was necessary to showcase a different side of her. And so we've gotten to see that over this season. And we'll talk about her in a second. But it feels like there was some emptiness in the show that again, you had so much with Akeisha. You had also so much with Soguchi, aka Shantae, that it does leave a huge hole in the show, right? unless you fill it with history or a lot of new. Okay? And you got some good new with Carrie, but we ain't got no history. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times when these shows, when they lose something when they lose cast members like that, you either have somebody that you can bring back in history-wise, or you bring in two new people. When you lose two people, you bring in two new people. If you bring in one person, oh my God, it's still gonna feel empty. I always say it. Shows do better when they bring in two new people. Let's look at it like this. Think about it. Phaedra, Cynthia, Kenya, Portia, right? You got a balance there. It works sometimes when you bring in one new person, but it puts a lot of pressure on that one person. Unless you got a whole lot of other things going on. And there's not a whole lot of other things going on. So now you're left with empty space, which also seems to mean less episodes, which also then means only one reunion. So I would just think that hopefully for next season, we can maybe beef up the cast. I think you just need like one more person. Again, Antoinette would have been great, but I don't know what happened. And I don't even know if she still lives there. So there's that. All right. So now that I've gotten that out of my system, let's work with what we have. Latrice, Cliff, and this condo, they make no sense to me because, I mean, again, is the restaurante that far from their home? And if you live in a like mansion, like a palace like that, why on earth would you want to stay in a tiny apartment? Like, ain't you got enough room in the basement for your bachelor pad for you to have if you need to get away for a second? I don't get it. I mean, it must be miles and miles and miles away. That's the only way that thing makes sense to me. Now, if I got down to Jackson and I drove and I trucked it and it's 20 minutes, we got a problem. We got a problem. You could be in the house on the West Wing and do your own thing. I'm fine with that. But the fact that you got to go and stay someplace else, that's feeling real separated. I don't care what the state of the marriage is. When you start sleeping and making stuff like that, it just, listen, every marriage is different, y'all. And I readily understand that. Every relationship is different. Every family is different. And what works for you may work for you. Y'all could probably sleep in separate beds and be okay. But I mean, it don't sound like it's okay. So because it's not sounding okay, one person got a problem with it, then it ain't really working for the people. Okay. So I'm not mad at Latrice for saying I'm gonna pack my bag and come spend it with you, but we need to look at the reason why he want to spend the time there anyway. Not making no sense to me. All right. So the other thing that's happening in this episode is Glenn feels like his friendship with Cliff is rocky because he felt like Cliff should have had his back. With them questions popping up like that. I don't been more believe that Latrice put them questions in that box. I just don't believe it would have happened. Do I think that there is muddy waters between Latrice and Mandy Girl and Letitia? Then yeah, I do feel like it's muddy waters because she caught in the midst of two friends. But at the end of the day, I do think that what Latrice should have done is Latrice should have said, listen, Mandy Girl, you put me in a situation that I don't want to be in. Now, if you are my friend, I think that you should be the person that tells Letitia this before I tell her. Period. Because now that you done told me on camera, if I don't say nothing, I'm gonna look crazy, and you're gonna have me looking crazy, and you shouldn't have me looking crazy. So either you tell her, or I'm gonna tell her, or you should have kept this to yourself. Okay. That's the conversation that should have been had. Don't put me in this. I want in y'all text messages. I want in y'all DMs. Now me and Tamara sitting here, we got to both look crazy. I'm mainly the one taking the heat. So if you was in it at the time and you liked it then what's the problem with it now? So either you tell her or I'm going to tell her, because I just don't want to be the person that's looking like I'm hiding this on the camera. On the camera. So figure it out. Okay. Now that you done set this thing in motion, you got to figure it out. You better figure it out within the next 24 hours because the camera moves fast. This is reality TV, baby. You got 24 hours to do it. Now, with that being said, to me, I'm just thinking, I don't really care about the production at that point. You're not going to have me looking crazy like that. Now, again, if you told me this off camera, girl, okay, I can act like I ain't know. But you telling me on camera, I can't even deny it now. So you need to skedaddle on over there. I'm not playing this game with you. I'm not playing this game with nobody. Cameras, nobody, production. Either you better go do it now, and the cameras better catch it. But I'm not going to be a part of it. It's one thing for me to have beef with somebody because I got beef with them. But now I got beef with them because of you? No. And if you my friend, don't put me in that situation. And from the appearances of it, the girl ain't even at the reunion. So you done did all this and you ain't even make it to the reunion? Is it worth it? Was it worth it? Put that thing down, flip it, and revert. It's not worth it. It don't make no sense. Meanwhile, Selena scene. Y'all, I had to put the phone down. Watching the Selena scene, anytime, why every show got to deal with loss these days? Why this year? This year of all years, everybody, this is me being selfish. I'm just watching the show as a viewer, and here I go looking at the screen. Now I'm crying because I'm thinking about things I'm dealing with. I'm identifying with Selena, not in the way that she, obviously the way her situation was happening is unbelievable, especially considering that the case ain't even solved. Y'all, this case ain't even solved. Now, this is something that they should make a show about, not for the sake of just the entertainment. It's not for entertainment. It's on a show. This is all happening on a show that we watch for entertainment. But I'm just saying, this case needs to be documented. Okay? This case needs to be documented. Period. Because I need to understand the ins and outs of who did what's and why she can't get no answers. One woman search to find out what happened to her son. That's the show that I want to see. Because I want answers now too. What is going on with this case? And maybe with the extra attention on it, it will provide more pressure to get answers and to finally solve this case. No, that is the show. Carlos and the People. And OWN. That's the show. Because that's the show that we can do the most good with. Hopefully, in finding some resolve for that family and getting some answers. Because sometimes people, if they ain't got I don't know what's going on with the police department down there. I can't really say. I'm not going to judge them because they could be working as hard as they could be. But what I will say is that there ain't nothing like having some, investigative things happening in addition to start really breaking some things down and really truly getting some answers and asking the real questions that maybe, just maybe, can provide some level of answers. And it did. It just breaks your heart. So that was that. Again, I had to put the phone down because I was watching it. I was watching it on my phone as I was making breakfast this morning. All right. So back to Glenn. Y'all. Glendale and Letitia. So this is there's a lot to unpack here. So just bear with me. Glendale is essentially planning a recommitment ceremony to Letitia. She has asked that whatever he do, he not involve any of the other bells, right? So at the same time that they're having their renewal, they're having another event at the Taste. So you will see Latrice, Cliff, Carrie, her husband, Selena, and Tambra. Oh, Tambra and her man did go to financial planning, and I thought that was a good. I did like that scene right there with her and the man, her and Demont in the financial planning. That was good. That was really, really good. But Glendale, baby, I don't know if he's lazy. I don't know if he's maybe just not good at event planning. When I think about event planning, what was done? It was like, first of all, it was more chairs than necessary out in a park, by the lake, by the river. It was just some chairs. And obviously the cameras. She had to drive herself. You couldn't at least have gotten her a car. Somebody couldn't have gotten her a car. Somebody could not have ordered her an Uber Black. Okay, let's walk through it. So apparently Glendale has been calling Letitia's people to help him plan this event, but ain't nothing done. But the people are calling Letitia. So that makes me wonder, if you're calling Letitia's people to help you plan an event, are you paying these people? Because if you're paying them, there is no reason in the world why they couldn't have been organized enough to bring those 10 chairs out there. So that leads me to believe, if they're calling her, was you even paying them? Or did you say to them, hey, I need y'all help with something? Can you do this for me on Saturday? This is what I need. I need 10 chairs. And then all you did was call Marie and the mama and daddy, and you couldn't even get that together? You calling the people, stressing them out, and they calling Letitia, asking her what she, and Letitia now feels like she got to plan her own surprise. That was what was crazy to me. It was first like, oh, he's calling Marie. Marie is like, what's going on? Ain't nothing set up yet. The 10 chairs ain't down there yet. They waiting on you, but they steady busy calling Letitia. What kind of sense does this make? You ain't had no homeboys that you could call and have them help you put some chairs up? Nothing? Nothing? You would have been better just making friends with Cliff real quick and asking for some chairs from Taste, or having the thing down at Taste, because I would have been like, y'all owe me. Y'all owe me something for all this mess that y'all done put me through. Y'all better make the food. Y'all better cater it. Y'all better do every little thing I want. Okay? But Letitia probably wouldn't have liked that. But at least it probably would have been free. But at the end of the day, Letitia is frustrated when she gets home, because she's like, what is happening? You got these people calling me trying to plan. Now I have to plan my own surprise. What is going on? You don't know, he tells her, just be happy. Ninja what? Ninja what? What you say? He then gets mad with her and then make it seem like, well, listen, we ain't even got to do it. We ain't even got to do it. It would probably behoove her not to have to do anything. Absolutely. Maybe she could just leave work and come home and do nothing for once. But it sounded to me like she got to do everything. And I get it. Everybody have like listen, there's somebody in the relationship who has a strong suit at most things, and then there's somebody in the relationship who provides in other ways. And the general sense that I get is he's not necessarily the planner in this relationship, and I get it. And that's why you involve people who are, right? You should have called Marie, and you should have said, Marie, I need your help with something. I am not good at this. What do I need to do? Instead of calling her the day of, you should have called Cliff and made him help you and not be there when he did it, right? That's what you should have done. You should have been doing those things. So to me, it's giving, and the fact that the people at the restaurant over at the Taste was like, yo, how many times he's going to recommit to her? Every time something happens, he does something magnanimous to try to get back into her good graces. But at the end of the day, to me, his piss poor efforts and his attitude about it would have left him hanging, okay? Because if you couldn't even have sent a car to come and get her and she got to drive herself in her flats all the way down to wherever y'all were, and then she is just so happy and giddy to be recommitted to him, I'm like, girl, like you are recommitting and he is giving you, he's not giving you much. Yes, he may be a provider, but he is not giving in the way that you're giving, and you keep wondering why you are giving more than other people are giving to you. And he's showing you now another example of why he can't. Now, I'm not saying that you need to dump him, but I am saying that you need to take a real hard look at what he is doing and not doing and what he is willing to do. And then his attitude is what makes it worse. If his attitude was that, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm going to make this up to you. I'm going to have the car sent to you. I'm going to have your hairstylist come. I'm going to do all of these things. You just sit back and do nothing. But honestly, at the end of the day, I just feel like it is more of the same. If they like it, I love it. Okay? I love it. And next week we have the reunion. So there are my thoughts, y'all. I'm a little bit hoarse. So with that being said, let me hop off of here. Thank you guys for tuning in, tapping in, being turned on. I super appreciate it. And with that being said, y'all, listen, subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you like reality TV related content. Love and Marriage Huntsville recap will be coming after tonight. So be on the lookout for that because that show is back tonight at 8 p.m. on OWN. So be sure to tap into that. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next video.